Welcome to this PrepIt instructional presentation. This is part of a series of presentations on the use of the various features in the PrEP Implementation, Planning, Monitoring, and Evaluation tool, or PrepIt. PrepIt is a decision-making and analysis tool with several interrelated modules used for target setting, costing, and commodities forecasting. This presentation is the sixth in a series of presentations on the features and functions of PrepIt. The final step in our PrEP program configuration is to let the tool know how many people are using PrEP prior to the target setting period through our program data. If we are setting future targets, you may wonder why we want to include prior program data. This is to give you more accurate estimates of the number of people expected to be on PrEP at a given point in time. PrepIt can use data on prior initiations to estimate the number of PrEP clients expected to continue PrEP as we enter the target setting period. Since some prior PrEP clients are expected to continue use in the target setting period, this has implications for program costs, the targets when setting targets by coverage, the overall program impact, and our forecasts of monthly commodity needs. First, it is useful to review the different stages of PrEP use by clients as they are conceptualized within PrepIt. This is represented by the figure shown here. PrepIt assumes a finite population of clients indicated for PrEP. When members of this population begin taking PrEP for the first time, this is referred to within PrepIt as an initiation. While clients continue to take PrEP, they remain in the bucket, which we call continuation. If they pause or discontinue using PrEP or do not return for their refill visits on time, then they leave the bucket. Sometimes those who have previously stopped taking PrEP or missed a visit begin taking PrEP again, which we refer to as reinitiations. Method switching would be counted as discontinuation and reinitiation within this model. To begin this module in the tool, you can use the Set Date Range button to set the period for which you have program data. Use the drop-down lists to specify the months and years, keeping in mind that the gap between when your program data ends and the first month of your target setting period begins cannot be longer than 4 months. We recommend adding 2 years of program data, but any prior data is better than none. Once you've set the dates, click on the maroon Set Date Range button so that it turns gray. If it's gray, then you know that the date range has been set. Next, you can download the program data template. The main data of interest are monthly PrEP initiations, which is set as the default metric. If data are available on reinitiations, which means clients are restarting PrEP after a break or missed visit, then these data are also useful for target setting purposes. Check the box next to reinitiated PrEP if these data are available. Do not check this box if you do not have data on reinitiations or you do not want to make an educated guess on your reinitiations. If the box is not checked, PrepIt will assume a pattern for reinitiations based on analysis of data from other programs. If the box is checked but no data are entered, the tool will assume that no reinitiations occurred. Once you've saved the date and selected whether reinitiation data will be entered or not, click on the Download Template button and save the workbook to your computer. The program data template is straightforward and asks for the number of initiations and reinitiations, if those data are available, for each month of the program data period for each priority population. Note that if you've selected multiple methods, there'll be a separate tab to complete for each method. There are some commonly encountered issues that come up when entering in program data in PrepIt. First, some data systems do not have data on initiations monthly, but they do have this quarterly. So in this case, one can divide their quarterly estimates by 3 to enter in their monthly estimates. Second, program data often includes data on PrEP clients that do not fall into PrEP priority populations. If the number of non-PrEP priority populations receiving PrEP are small, they can be disregarded from the program data entry and the target setting exercise. Alternatively, one can inflate the targets estimated to accommodate unclassified PrEP clients after the targets are set. It is important, however, to note that clients are often not classified as belonging to a PrEP priority population due to stigma, and you may want to make some assumptions about their categorization when entering data into PrEP-It. A third commonly encountered issue is having PrEP clients who can be assigned to more than one priority population, such as someone who can be classified as both a female sex worker and an adolescent girl and young women. We recommend assigning individuals to the category associated with the highest incidence of HIV. Another issue that often arises is around data quality with respect to initiations and reinitiations. In working with countries, we have found that in many settings, a portion of initiations in the program data are actually misclassified reinitiations. Remember that a reinitiation is a client who started PrEP and then paused for a while and then restarted PrEP again. So in PrEP-It, if the reinitiation box is unchecked, the tool assumes a low rate of reinitiations based on prior studies, which may also be biased towards under-identifying PrEP reinitiations. In actuality, the proportion of reported initiations that are really reinitiations is often unknown. When completing the program data, we recommend that one consults with program managers and consider moving a portion of initiations to reinitiations based on your assumptions or any underlying data you might have to inform this input. This step may be taken after reviewing the draft targets and comparing the target outputs to the expectations. In many cases, if the issues around reinitiations is not addressed, the available population for PrEP may be exhausted early in your target setting period. When you upload your program data, you will see a pop-up notice that your upload is complete and a summary of your uploaded data. These data will then be incorporated into target setting and commodity forecasts. Note that for this table and all tables in PrEP-It, you can right-click and copy all of the data and have them pasted into an external spreadsheet if desired. The next slide will show a demonstration of when completing the program data inputs. Our last section on the configuration module is program data. So the first thing we need to do is specify the program data period, which is the date range for which we have program data to enter. Ideally, we want 2 years of program data up until we are setting targets. But for the purpose of this, we can say that we have data from the last year. So let's say October 23 through September 2024. And once we've set the date range, we click on the button, and once it's turned gray, now we know that that date range is set. Now you can see that initiated PrEP is automatically selected. Now we need to decide whether or not we're going to enter data on reinitiated PrEP. And remember, those are the number of people each month who are restarting PrEP but had previously started it in an earlier time period. I'm going to go ahead and say that we are having some educated guesses around that, and we will be entering that data. So once you've clicked those two things, you can download template. And now you can open up and see the template is available for you to enable editing and begin completing. So we have the number of initiated by priority population each month, as well as the number reinitiating. So we need to complete these for everywhere you see a 0 here needs to be complete. Remember, if we leave zeros in reinitiated prep, the tool is going to think there was nobody who reinitiated that month. So if you don't have data, it's better to just not have clicked that box, because then the program will assume there was some reinitiations and take care of that for you. But if you would like to make an educated guess, or if you have data on how many are reinitiating, then it's preferable that you enter it. Notice that there's tabs for our two types of prep. There's pill and cab, and you need to fill out both. Now, in this example, we know that cab is not starting until during the target setting period. So we do not have any prior program data to enter in for cab prep, so we'll only enter in for pill prep. So let's begin. Let's say we have data, maybe it's quarterly and we've divided by 3 to get our monthly estimates, or maybe we have it monthly. But in any event, let's say we're filling in our numbers. I'm just putting in hypothetical numbers right now. And then we have the number reinitiated. These are usually lower, but it all depends on the program itself. And we would complete this then for each month. Some people, when they don't have data on reinitiation, but they want to shift a portion of them. And I want to show you an example of that. Here's an example of somebody who had data on initiations each month. And what they did is when they included it in the template, they put 20% of their value. So 20% of this, they allocated over here and put them as reinitiations. This is after discussing with their program staff about how many people are classified as initiations, but are probably more likely reinitiations. So that's a type of approach you can take. Shifting back to our completed template, here it is for 1 year of program data. So we're going to go ahead and save that somewhere to our computer. Then when we return to prep it, we'll upload, and you'll get a note that it's been successfully uploaded. And then you can see that data here below, summarized in the table below. And remember, if you have entered for multiple methods, you'll see data in the second. But here we don't have that for our cab prep. So once we've done that, then we can go ahead and move on to the next section. In order to troubleshoot problems with uploading templates, it's important to maintain the exact same format as when it was downloaded to prevent an uploading error. Any extraneous inputs outside of the fields where data should be entered can result in an upload error. If you created new tabs in your template that were not part of the original template, these should be deleted prior to uploading. Additionally, if you use formulas in your data entry, copy and use the paste special feature to paste as values prior to uploading. Finally, if you've added any data or text outside of the fields, you'll want to delete these before uploading as well. For more information on program data and other functions of PrepIt, please join the PrepIt community of practice. You can enter questions with the hashtag program data so that others can learn from your question as well.